Hello, my friends. English is packed with expressions that sound strange, sometimes explosive, sometimes nautical, sometimes deeply emotional. Today, we're diving into 5 idioms whose origins come from war, sailing, and old traditions. Their stories are dramatic, surprising, and unforgettable. Let's begin. The first idiom, loose cannon, origin. This idiom comes from the age of wooden warships. Cannons were massive iron weapons mounted on rolling platforms. During battle, they had to be secured with thick ropes. If a cannon broke free, becoming a loose cannon, it could roll violently across the deck, destroying everything in its path: barrels, walls, crew members. A single loose cannon could kill soldiers faster than enemy fire. The phrase eventually moved from literal ships to everyday language, describing a person who is unpredictable, dangerous, or out of control, someone who can cause damage without meaning to. Examples and context. The coach said the player was a loose cannon after his angry outburst. He's brilliant, but he can be a loose cannon in meetings. The politician became a loose cannon on live TV. If a loose cannon shows chaos, our next idiom reveals something opposite, someone's true nature. The second idiom, show your true colors, origin. This idiom also comes from the world of ships. In the age of naval warfare, ships sailed under flags, also called colors. Pirate ships often sailed with false flags to appear friendly, then switched to the skull and crossbones only when they attacked. So showing your true colors meant revealing who you really were, your real intentions, not the disguise you first showed. Over time, the idiom moved from pirates and warships to everyday life. Today, it means someone finally reveals their true personality, motives, or character. Examples and context. She showed her true colors when she helped everyone during the crisis. When the plan failed, the team showed their true colors. His kindness wasn't fake. Those were his true colors. If colors reveal the truth, our next idiom shows what happens when someone has had far too much to drink, so much that even the wind can't help them. The third idiom, 3 sheets to the wind, origin. This idiom comes from sailing. A sheet on a ship is not cloth, but a rope that controls a sail. If one sheet is loose, the ship wobbles. If 2 sheets are loose, the ship lurches. If 3 sheets are loose, the ship swings wildly, completely out of control, just like a very drunk person. Sailors used the phrase centuries ago to describe someone who staggered, leaned, and swayed like a ship with no ropes holding its sails. Over time, 3 sheets to the wind became one of the most colorful ways to say someone is extremely drunk. Examples and context. He came home 3 sheets to the wind after the celebration. The guests were 3 sheets to the wind by midnight. She admitted she was 3 sheets to the wind at the party. But the wind can do more than unsteady a ship. It can also be taken away, especially when someone loses confidence or momentum. The fourth idiom, take the wind out of someone's sails, origin. Another nautical expression, this phrase comes from the strategy of outmaneuvering another ship. In sailing combat, one ship could position itself in front of another and block the wind. Without wind, the following ship lost power, speed, and control. It literally had the wind taken out of its sails. Over time, this powerful image became a metaphor for draining someone's enthusiasm, confidence, or excitement, especially with unexpected news or criticism. Examples and context. Losing the award really took the wind out of her sails. His comment took the wind out of my sails during the meeting. The bad review took the wind out of the band's sails. Sailing gives us metaphors for conflict. But our last idiom comes from a much older tradition, one used to bring peace. The fifth idiom, bury the hatchet, origin. This idiom comes from Native American peace rituals. Among several tribes, especially the Iroquois, leaders would literally bury weapons, hatchets, tomahawks, and knives to show that the fighting was over. It was a symbolic act of ending conflict and beginning cooperation. European settlers witnessed these ceremonies and adopted the phrase. By the 1700s, bury the hatchet was used in English to mean making peace after an argument or ending a long-standing conflict. It remains one of the clearest examples of a cultural ritual becoming a permanent idiom. Examples and context. After their argument, they decided to bury the hatchet. The 2 companies finally buried the hatchet after years of competition. She called her sister to bury the hatchet and move forward. So today we explored 5 idioms shaped by ships, battles, traditions, and ancient rituals. Loose cannon. Show your true colors. 3 sheets to the wind. Take the wind out of someone's sails and bury the hatchet. Each one carries a vivid story from history into everyday language. Dear friends, which idiom surprised you the most? Write it in the comments.